Alright, so this is the final video in the water change series. And I've waited a day for the salt water to dissolve and mix in, and it's looking great here. And I've brought it over to the tank here. I'm going to want to use the net, kind of this bottom, to stir it a little bit more if I see fit, just to really make sure that water's dissolved, that salt is dissolved in the water in here. And now I also got some RO water, which I'll top off in here. So again, I got my RO water, and I'm gonna just dump it into the main system here, just to make sure that that back compartment is all the way full from water that may have evaporated. So I'm filling that up. All right. And I can also check this protein skimmer here. Water changes another time to really just clean it out. And it is a little dirty, so in a moment after I do this, I'll just dump out this water and clean out that protein skimmer. But how do I do this water change? So I got a couple buckets here. One has my salt water, and I have an empty bucket here. And I'm gonna open up the cabinet, and I look in here. It's got some other supplies, but I'm really in here because I want to get to the drain. So I'm going to set up this black hose, and it has a line which I want the water to flow, and I'm gonna hook it up here to the drain. And if you can see on the drain, it has a knob. You want that knob to be completely a horizontal line, so it's not draining most of the time. But if we're in the water, we're to drain it, we want to turn that pump vertical. So I'm going to direct the hose into the bucket and turn it vertical. And you will see that that bucket is now filling. It's draining the tank here. And again, these are 5-gallon buckets. We're going to drain about 5 gallons of water. And because that's also how much we're going to replace it in. And you want to do these water changes. These are about 10-20% water change every 2 weeks. So I'm going to drain it about halfway here, and then close that. And then I'm going to dump some of my salt water. I'm going to put my phone down here. Just dump it into that main compartment slowly, not wanting to stir up the sand too much. Dumping that salt water in. My phone is on the table, so that's why you can't see it being put in at the moment. And then I'm going to drain a little bit more here. You want to drain as much as you put in. So I got it draining into the bucket here. Again, so that drain here, again, when it's vertical, straight up and down, that is draining. But when I turn the knob in just a moment, and it is horizontal there, and that water is not draining. I try not to show students this, because students can get in here. This cabinet is not locked. And I'm going to put the rest of the salt water in. All right, so I have done that water change, which is nice. It's circulating. Oh, I gotta take out this top part of the protein skimmer. I'm just gonna rinse this out in the sink, as this is all that nasty fish poop. draining through. And so once that's in there and it's going through, I'm going to take the bucket. I'm just going to dump that out into the sink over here in just a moment. Put the hose back into the cabinet, and I can close this up. And that is how I do my water changes. Now, last thing, I did mix the salt water myself, and I used the RO water from the sink in the science room with some salt that I have bought already. You can also always buy pre-mixed salt water and RO water from Bluefish Aquarium in Grand Rapids area if you want to. So that is how you complete that water change, using the drain, putting that water into the tank, and you do that again about every 2 weeks, I'd say about 20%, which is, for me, a 5-gallon bucket roughly. So any questions, put them in down below this video, and or just let me know.